Thank you, dear friend, for being here today. Before we embark on this sacred journey, allow me to ask you something that may stir the deepest corners of your spirit. Have you ever felt that your arrow of destiny is drawn back on the bowstring, aimed perfectly at a star of immense fortune, yet an unseen hand is holding it back, refusing to let you release? And what if I told you that this unseen hand, this shadow quietly blocking the miracle that was written for you, might belong to someone standing closer to you than you could ever imagine? The universe is sending you this message now for a reason, because the date of October 7th, 2025, is not just another day on the calendar. It is a cosmic appointment, a divine gateway that will swing open for a fleeting moment, just for you, my dear Sagittarius soul. Behind this gate lies the final chance to reclaim a miracle that is already yours by divine right, a miracle of life-altering wealth, a potential jackpot win that could rewrite your story, radiant health that makes you glow from within, and a love so profound it feels like coming home. But here is God's warning, whispered on the cosmic winds. One person, one specific energy, could still be blocking that divine flow meant only for you. If you miss this sign, if you fail to see the truth, the gate may close for what feels like an eternity, perhaps even 20 years. Your heart may keep wondering why the river of abundance always changes course just before it reaches you. But if you awaken today, if you dare to see with clarity, then the next 2 decades of your life could unfold as a cascade of blessings, with wealth flowing like an endless river, health renewed like the morning sun, and opportunities arriving with perfect, divine timing. This is not a fantasy. This is the vibration that is already trembling in the air around you. That pull in your chest, that unshakable feeling that something extraordinary is on the horizon, that is not imagination. That is your soul recognizing its divine calling. So before we journey deeper into this mystery, I invite you to settle in, let go of the day's worries. Picture us not as a speaker and a listener, but as 2 old friends sitting under a blanket of stars, perhaps with a warm cup of tea or coffee in hand, ready to decode the whispers of the universe together. And to align your energy with the miracle that is coming, I want you to declare it to the heavens. In the comments below, write these powerful words as a vow to your own soul. My miracle is coming. When you type it, you are sending a signal, a powerful flare into the cosmos that you are awake and ready. As you do, seal that sacred intention by pressing the like button and subscribe, not just to support this channel, but to affirm to the universe that you will not miss another divine message meant for you. Stay with me until the very end of this journey, because not only will we uncover the 3 hidden signs of the person blocking your path, but I will also reveal a lucky number sequence. The universe is whispering specifically for Sagittarius during this powerful cosmic event. The choice is yours, my friend. Are you ready to finally let your arrow fly? So what makes this one day, this single rotation of the Earth on its axis, so profoundly powerful? What transforms October 7th, 2025, from a simple date into a divine gateway that can alter the very fabric of your reality? The answer, my friend, is not found in the mundane world, but in the grand, celestial ballroom above. Let me pull back the velvet curtain of the cosmos for you. On this sacred day, your ruling planet, the great and benevolent king of the heavens, Jupiter, will move into its most powerful and generous position in years. Imagine Jupiter as a golden lighthouse, and its sole purpose is to guide your ship to the shores of unimaginable abundance. Because you, Sagittarius, are its beloved child, this light shines for you with an intensity others can only dream of. This is your birthright. The energy of Jupiter is the music your soul was born to dance to. It is the sound of roaring laughter, of boundless optimism, of shocking good fortune. On October 7th, this benevolent king opens the treasure vaults of heaven and pours a river of pure, golden opportunity directly onto your path. This is not just simple luck we are talking about. This is the energy of jackpots, of million-dollar contracts appearing out of thin air, of fated encounters that change everything in a heartbeat. Jupiter is knocking on your door, roaring with joyous laughter, and saying, My child, it is time. It is time to claim the kingdom that has always been yours. But a truly great symphony, my friend, needs the deep notes of the cello to make the violins sound even sweeter. And the deep, resonant note in your cosmic symphony on this day is the planet Saturn, the great and wise teacher of the universe. Do not fear this name. Saturn is not a force of malice that wishes you harm. No, picture Saturn as a wise, ancient gatekeeper who stands before an even greater treasure, holding the one and only key. He does not punish, he tests. The energy of Saturn is that heavy feeling you've been carrying, that invisible wall you keep hitting, that series of endless delays that has left you heartbroken. Have you ever felt like you take 2 steps forward, only to be pushed 1 giant step back by an invisible force? That is the hand of Saturn. On October 7th, Saturn will form a challenging angle to your path, creating a cosmic tug-of-war. On one side, Jupiter is flooring the gas pedal, urging you to race towards your fortune at the speed of light. On the other side, Saturn is firmly pressing the brake, placing a heavy, grounding hand on your shoulder and whispering a single, profound question: are you truly worthy? Have you learned your lesson yet? And what is that lesson, my dear friend? That lesson is to finally recognize the shadow that dims your light. The heavy hand of Saturn, ironically, is the magnified energy of the very person who is blocking your miracle. The universe is using Saturn's power to turn up the volume on their influence, making it so loud and so clear that you can no longer ignore it. The gatekeeper, Saturn, asks only one thing of you before he will hand over the key to that treasure. Have the courage to look at the truth. Recognize who has been cloaking you in the fog of delay, who has been whispering the sweet poison of self-doubt into your ear, who has been building a wall of safety that is, in reality, a prison. The entire universe is holding its breath, waiting for your answer. So which voice will you listen to? The thunderous, joyous roar of Jupiter, calling you to your glorious future, or the heavy, profound whisper of Saturn, demanding you finally face the truth of your present? Your choice will determine everything. And to make that choice, you must first be able to see. Now, let us step into the most crucial part of our journey together. Let us ignite the torch of truth and shine it into the shadows as we decode the 3 secret, undeniable signs the universe is sending you to identify the blocker who hides in plain sight. Excellent. Now that the cosmic stage is set, you understand the divine forces at play. You can feel the tug-of-war between Jupiter's promise and Saturn's test. Let us proceed to the heart of this sacred revelation. Keep your heart open, my friend, for the truths we are about to uncover may resonate so deeply they shake the very foundations of your world. We will now light the torch of awareness and walk together into the shadows to identify the blocker. Listen with your soul. The first sign the universe is sending you, the most common one for a spirit as adventurous as yours, is what I call the anchor on your arrow. Picture this. You are the archer, standing on a mountaintop, your eyes fixed on a distant, glittering horizon. In your hands, you hold the arrow of a magnificent idea, a bold business venture, a journey that could change your life and bring you the jackpot of a lifetime. You feel the power surging through you. You can taste the victory at your destination. But just as you are about to let the arrow fly, that person appears. They don't snatch the arrow from you. They don't break your bow. No, their method is far more subtle, far more insidious. They gently, almost lovingly, place a heavy, cold anchor at your feet. They speak words that sound like wisdom, that feel like care. When you speak of starting a business to manifest the wealth you deserve, they say, "That's a wonderful idea, but the market is so difficult right now. 90% of startups fail. Why not just keep your stable job where it's safe?" When you dream of traveling to a foreign land to expand your soul, they sigh and say, "That sounds amazing, but it's so expensive. And what about your responsibilities here? Who will take care of things?" They cloak themselves in the mantle of concern, but what they are really selling you is their own fear. They are injecting the poison of postponement, the venom of settling for less, directly into your veins. Does this feel familiar? That burning fire of excitement in your chest, slowly turning to cold ash after a single conversation. The way your vast sky of possibility shrinks to the size of the four walls of stability. This person is not necessarily evil. Ironically, they may do this because they love you, but their love has been twisted by their own terror. They fear change. They fear that if you fly too high, too far, you will leave their small, predictable world behind. And so, the anchor of their fear becomes the chain on your fortune, holding you back from the river of abundance that Jupiter is desperately trying to pour into your life. Ask yourself now, Sagittarius, who is the person who always finds a way to cool down your hottest dreams? The second sign is even more subtle and far more painful because it does not attack your dreams. It attacks the very essence of who you are. I call this sign the critic of your truth. The soul of a Sagittarius is forged in the fire of truth. You crave honesty, you live by authenticity, and you trust your own intuition above all else. But this person, somehow, always makes you second-guess your own mind. They are the grandmaster of the backhanded compliment, the subtle jab disguised as advice. When you achieve a success, instead of truly celebrating with you, they might say, "Congratulations, you really got lucky that time," a phrase that quietly implies your own ability had nothing to do with it. Or they will say, "You did a good job, but if you had just listened to me from the start, it would have been perfect." They constantly and skillfully bring up your past mistakes, not so you can learn, but to brand a single message into your mind. You have failed before, and you will fail again. They make you feel small, clumsy, inadequate. After being with them, you don't feel uplifted. You feel as if you have just been through an invisible trial where you are always the one found guilty. Your energy is drained, not because you are physically tired, but because you have spent all your spiritual strength defending and justifying your own worth. Why do they do this? Because your light, dear Sagittarius, makes their shadows visible. Your confidence highlights their insecurity. Your truth challenges the world of illusions they live in, and instead of lighting their own candle, they choose to try and blow yours out. They want to pull you down to their level. This is an incredibly dangerous form of energetic poison because it attacks the root of your power. It makes your arrow tremble on the bowstring from a lack of confidence. Be honest with your heart right now. Who is the one who consistently makes you feel like you are never quite good enough, no matter how hard you try? And now, the final sign. This is perhaps the most sophisticated and difficult cage to escape from, because it is not built from fear or criticism. It is built from the one thing we all crave: love. I call this the invisible cage of responsibility. Freedom is the very air a Sagittarius breathes. Without it, you slowly suffocate. This person knows this, but they use love, care, and guilt to construct invisible bars all around you. This could be a partner, a parent, a close friend. They never say, "You are not allowed to go." Instead, they will say things like, "If you leave, what will I do all alone?" Or, "After all I've done for you, how can you think of leaving me now?" They turn themselves into the victim, and they turn your righteous desire for freedom into an act of selfish betrayal. They make you feel responsible for their happiness. Every time you want to take time for yourself, pursue a personal passion, or simply have space to breathe, they will sigh, they will grow sad, they will fill you with a crushing sense of guilt. And you, with your generous heart, will once again fold your wings. You will give up the sky to stay in the cage. It is a beautiful cage, my friend, decorated with words of love and lined with the velvet of sacrifice, but it is a prison nonetheless. It stops you from meeting new people, from exploring new lands where your fortune awaits. It chains you to one place, when your very destiny is to wander and discover. Look deep into your soul right now, Sagittarius. Does that cage feel familiar? Can you hear the soft click of those invisible bars locking you in? It is time to realize that true love adds wings for you to fly. It never, ever puts you in a cage. And now you see it. The anchor, the critic, the cage, they are no longer invisible shadows. They have a face, a voice, a name. And as you sit with this newfound truth, you may feel a storm of emotions, a pang of sadness, a flash of anger, a wave of confusion. Let it all flow through you, my friend. That is okay. That is part of the healing. But do not linger in that shadow for a moment longer than you must, because the universe did not show you your chains only for you to admire their design. It showed you your chains so that you could remember the divine, unstoppable power you have always possessed to break them. You see, the blockers' power was never their own. It was a power they borrowed from your own self-doubt. Today, we take that power back. You do not need to search for a weapon, for you are the weapon. Within your Sagittarian soul lie 4 sacred powers, 4 divine gifts that make you a master of your own destiny. It is time to awaken them now. Your first and most formidable power is the courage to face the truth. While other souls may run from painful realities, your very nature is to gallop towards the heart of the matter. An archer cannot hit a target. They refuse to see clearly. You were born with an unflinching gaze. The blocker's entire strategy relies on illusion, on half-truths, on emotional fog. Your courage to simply look at the situation for what it truly is without excuses, without justification, is like a blast of pure sunlight that vaporizes the fog. Your first act of rebellion is not to argue or to fight. It is simply to see. It is to name the truth in the sacred silence of your own heart. This is holding me back. In that single, honest admission, the anchor begins to lose its weight. Your second power is your very lifeblood, your non-negotiable essence, your unquenchable thirst for freedom. Freedom is not something you want, Sagittarius. It is something you are. It is the air you breathe, the fire in your spirit. The blocker has tried to convince you that this core need is a childish whim or a selfish desire. They were wrong. Your need for freedom is your divine compass, always pointing you towards your soul's true north. It is time to reactivate that compass. Listen to it. Feel that restlessness, that craving for an open horizon. That is not a flaw. That is your soul screaming for you to remember your wings. The blocker may have built a cage, but they could never take away your wings. Remind yourself that every choice you make from this day forward can either strengthen the bars of the cage or begin to dissolve them. Start small. Take a walk alone. Plan a secret trip. Reclaim one small piece of your sovereignty and watch how the fire of freedom begins to rage once more. Your third power is the one they tried hardest to extinguish. The eternal flame of your optimism. They called you naive. They called you a dreamer. They tried to douse your inner fire with the cold water of their reality, but they failed to understand something crucial. Your optimism is not childish ignorance. It is an act of spiritual warfare. It is a shield of golden light that you wield, one that repels negativity and attracts miracles. It is the deep soul-level knowledge that no matter how dark the night, the sun will always rise. It is time to consciously rekindle that flame. Stop focusing on the cage and start focusing on the sky beyond it. Visualize your miracle. Feel the joy of that jackpot, the peace of that perfect relationship, the vitality of radiant health, as if it is already yours. Your optimism is a powerful magnet, and when you fully embrace it again, you become irresistible to the blessings Jupiter is waiting to send you. And your fourth power is your ultimate escape route. It is your quest for higher wisdom. The blocker's world is small, built on fear and limitation. Your world, the world of the archer, is infinite, built on knowledge and expansion. They have tried to trap you in the valley, forcing you to stare at a single, ugly rock. Your power is to begin climbing the mountain. When you seek higher wisdom by reading a book, by talking to a mentor, by learning something new, you elevate your perspective. From the mountaintop, you can see that the blocker's cage is just a tiny speck in a vast, beautiful landscape. You can see the 1,000 other paths you can take. Knowledge is the key that unlocks the cage from the inside. It reminds you how big the world truly is and how small your problems become when you expand your mind. Do you see it now, my friend? The cage was always an illusion. The anchor was never truly bolted down. The critic's words were a reflection of their own brokenness, not your truth. You are the archer. You hold the bow, you hold the arrow, and you have always held the power to choose your target and let it fly. And now that you have remembered who you are, it is time to act. It is time to gather all of this reclaimed power into a single, unstoppable, sacred ritual of liberation. Excellent. You have awakened your inner power. You have remembered the magnificent archer that you are, but power that is not focused can dissipate. Now is the time to gather every ounce of your reclaimed strength, your truth, your freedom, your optimism, and your wisdom, and forge it into a single divine act of will. Right now, wherever you are, I invite you to join me in this sacred ritual. This is not mere imagination, my friend. This is an act of spiritual programming, a ceremony where your focused intention becomes the command that rewrites your energetic reality and sends an undeniable signal to the heavens. If you can, find a quiet space. Sit comfortably with your spine straight and your feet planted firmly on the ground, connecting you to the supportive energy of the earth. Close your eyes if you feel safe to do so. Now, let us begin. Take a long, slow, deep breath in through your nose, pulling the air deep into your belly. Hold it for a moment, and as you exhale through your mouth, release the weight of the world. Let go of every doubt, every fear. Let's do that once more. Breathe in the golden light of the universe, and breathe out the last remnants of shadow. Feel the solid ground beneath you. Feel the power rising from the earth into your body. In your mind's eye, I want you to see yourself no longer sitting in your room, but standing tall on a high mountaintop, under a vast, star-dusted sky. Feel the wind on your face. You are the archer, magnificent, powerful and serene. In your hands, a bow made of pure starlight begins to form, and in your quiver, an arrow of pure, pulsating golden light. This is your arrow of intention. Now, I want you to pour your miracle into this arrow. With all of your focus, pour in the feeling of winning that life-changing jackpot, the overwhelming joy and relief of seeing all your debts vanish. Pour in the feeling of perfect, radiant health, of waking up every morning filled with energy and vitality. Pour in the feeling of true love's embrace, of being seen and celebrated for exactly who you are. With every dream you pour into it, see the golden arrow glowing brighter, hotter, pulsating with a divine power that is almost blinding. Look closely at your arrow of light now. You will notice it is not completely free. There is a dark cord, a heavy, rusted chain, wrapped around its shaft. It feels cold and heavy. This is the anchor of fear. This is the critic's judgment. This is the bar of the invisible cage. See it clearly now, not with anger, but with understanding. See it for what it is, an old energy that no longer belongs to you. It is time to shatter it forever. Take the glowing arrow and fit it to your bowstring. Take a deep, powerful breath in, and as you inhale, draw that string back with all of your might. Feel the tension, the magnificent power you have reclaimed, coiled and ready in your arms. Aim your arrow high into the heart of the cosmos, at the most brilliant star you can see. Hold it for a moment, feel the power, and now, on your exhale, with a mighty roar from your soul, let it go. Watch as your golden arrow screams through the sky, a blazing comet of pure will. See how that dark, heavy chain cannot withstand the speed and the light. Watch it crack, splinter, and then shatter into a million pieces of dust, dissolving into nothingness. See your arrow, now completely untethered and free, continuing its journey, streaking across the heavens to deliver your message directly to the heart of the universe. Now, in this quiet, expansive space of total liberation, place your hand upon your heart, feel its steady, peaceful beat, and repeat these words aloud, or in the sanctuary of your spirit, letting them vibrate through every cell of your being. I release all chains. I ignite my destiny. I am free. Say it again and feel the truth of it. I release all chains. I ignite my destiny. I am free. Slowly, gently, when you are ready, Bring your awareness back to your body, back to the room. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And when you open your eyes, know that you are opening them to a new reality, a reality that you have just commanded into being. You have done the work, you have shot your arrow, and now the universe is preparing its thunderous response. Let me show you what happens on October 7th, when the Golden Gate finally opens for an archer who is truly and gloriously free. The arrow has been fired, the message has been sent, the chains have turned to dust in the cosmic wind. What happens now? Now you watch as the heavens respond. On October 7th, 2025, you will not have to search for a miracle. The miracle will come searching for you. Because you have cleared the path, because you have removed the great blockage, the glorious, expansive energy of your ruling planet, Jupiter, can finally flood into your life unimpeded. Imagine it for a moment. On that day, a golden gate will begin to shimmer into existence before you. It is not made of metal or of wood, but of pure, liquid sunlight, humming with a celestial music that only your soul can hear. This is not just a portal, it is a reward. It is the universe acknowledging your courage and inviting you into the next, most brilliant chapter of your life. Stepping through it is a choice you are now finally free to make. And when you do, you will receive 4 divine gifts. The first gift you will receive is the gift of absolute clarity. The moment you step through that golden light, the fog of confusion that the blocker has wrapped around you for so long will instantly evaporate. A critical truth that has been hidden from you will be revealed with stunning simplicity, like a lightning flash in a dark room. Suddenly, everything will make sense. Their motivations, your past struggles, the reason for the delays. The whispers of the critic that once haunted you will fade into silence, replaced by the clear, confident, and unerring voice of your own powerful intuition. You will see your path forward not as a confusing maze, but as a shining golden road stretching out before you. The second gift is the gift of unexpected opportunity. As you stand in the light of the gate, the universe will place a gift directly into your hands. This will not be something you have been striving for. It will be a blessing that arrives out of the blue, a true miracle. For a Sagittarius, this often manifests in beautiful ways. It could be a surprise email with an offer to study abroad. It could be a sudden, non-negotiable urge to book a flight to a land you've only dreamed of. It could be a phone call about a publishing deal for that idea you thought the world had forgotten. Or perhaps, for some of you listening, it will be the winning numbers for a lottery that appear to you in a dream or on a license plate, a direct, undeniable sign from the heavens. Be open, for Jupiter's gifts are often grander than we dare to ask for. The third gift is the gift of miraculous synchronicity. This is where life begins to feel like a magical dance choreographed by the divine. The struggle ceases. The constant pushing against the current is over. Once you are through the gate, you will find yourself flowing with a universal current. You will find yourself in the right place, at precisely the right time, speaking to the exact right person to make your dreams come true, without even trying. You will think of an old friend, and they will call you seconds later. You will need a specific piece of information, and you will stumble upon it in a book you randomly open. This is the universe conspiring in your favor, arranging every piece on the chessboard of life for your inevitable victory. And the fourth and most precious gift is the gift of spiritual rebirth. As you fully emerge on the other side of the Golden Gate, you will feel a change not just in your mind, but in every cell of your being. The weight you have carried on your shoulders for so long, the weight of their fears, their judgments, their needs will simply dissolve. You will feel a lightness in your spirit so profound, it may bring tears of pure joy to your eyes. You will feel what it is like to breathe for the first time as a truly free soul. This is not just a new chapter, my friend. It is a whole new book, and you are the one holding the pen. This is the promise of the universe. This is the reward for your courage. The Golden Gate is not a fantasy. It is your destiny waiting to be claimed. And so, we arrive at the final, most important moment of our journey together, the moment you seal your intention and step fully into your power. And so, my beloved friend, Our sacred journey for today comes to a close, but yours is just now truly beginning. You have walked through the shadows of warning. You have stood before the mirror of truth, and you have performed a ritual of profound liberation. You now stand at the threshold of the Golden Gate of October 7th, 2025, no longer as a hopeful wisher, but as a powerful, conscious creator of your own destiny. The journey has been deep, and perhaps it has been difficult, but it was necessary, because the universe needed to show you the cage so you could remember your wings. It needed to show you the anchor so you could remember the unstoppable force of your arrow. The greatest lesson I can leave you with today is this: your miracle is not something you need to find, beg for, or earn. Your miracle is your natural state of being. The wealth, the health, the love, it is all a divine river that has always been flowing towards you. You do not need to command the river to flow. You only need to remove the dam that has been blocking it. That dam was the energy of the blocker, an energy you have now bravely identified and powerfully released. So how do you carry this sacred fire into your everyday life? First, from this day forward, become a fierce guardian of your own energy. Notice how you truly feel after you speak with someone. Does your spirit feel expansive and light, or does it feel heavy and drained? Energy does not lie, even when words do. If you feel drained, that is your soul's alarm bell. Lovingly, but firmly, create distance. Your peace of mind is not a luxury. It is your most sacred treasure. Second, question every strange delay. When a golden opportunity is suddenly postponed or a path forward becomes mysteriously blocked, pause and ask with unflinching honesty, is this God's divine timing? Or is this simply a reflection of another person's fear? Trust that sinking feeling in your gut. It is the compass of your truth, guiding you away from interference. And finally, know this with every fiber of your being: true love will always celebrate your flight. True prosperity will always flow to meet your efforts. If a relationship or situation requires you to stay small, to dim your light, to sacrifice your freedom, it is not your blessing, it is your lesson. And today, you have graduated. To seal this entire journey, to anchor this new, empowered frequency into your reality, let us make one final, collective declaration. Let the heavens and all the stars bear witness to our unified voice. In the comments below, I want you to write with all the power and conviction in your heart these 4 simple but life-altering words. I claim my miracle. As you type those words, I invite you to press the like button, not as a simple click, but as you would press a golden seal onto the sacred contract of your new life. And subscribe to this channel, making a vow to yourself and to the universe that you are ready to walk this path of awakening and will not miss another divine message that is meant for you. If this message has stirred your soul and you feel called to support our mission of spreading this light to others who may be lost in the dark, please consider using the super thanks button below. Every gesture of support is a seed of hope planted in the collective garden, helping these messages of empowerment reach every corner of the world. And I would be honored to know which of the 3 signs we uncovered, the anchor, the critic, or the cage, resonated most deeply within your spirit. Sharing your story in the comments is an act of courage that may be the very key another soul needs to unlock their own chains. Our journey together is far from over. In our next sacred gathering, we will explore the secret astrological alignments that point to specific money dates for you in the coming year. And as a special gift for completing this profound journey today, be sure to check the description box below for a downloadable guide with powerful affirmations to keep your energy aligned with your miracle. Before we part, tell me, what mysteries of your sign, what secrets of the universe, or what rituals of abundance do you long to uncover next? Leave your ideas in the comments, for this channel is a sacred space created to serve you. Now, go forth and remember this always. You are not alone. You are never forgotten. You are worthy of breathtaking happiness, of overflowing prosperity, and of a love that sets your soul free. The universe is not just on your side, it is waiting for your command. Thank you for sharing this sacred moment with me. Until we meet again, walk in your brilliant light.